I think. Tell you what, should we just go into the game, shall we?
Well, it is paused, but absolutely, we'll take it from you. Apparently, the fill was that bad that Richard just had the GTFO. Understandable. As we enter game 1, paused, of course. Spirit versus GamerLegion. Both teams 1-1. And, I mean, coming into this, we didn't know what to expect from Team Spirit. I think neither of us really believed because, I mean, when I think of Team Spirit, Yatoro, Collapse are just staples, obviously, and Collapse not being here. I just figured they would struggle. So far, better than expected.
Batcher's been playing well.
They beat VICI, and then they lost in 3 to Falcons, so keeping it close. Meanwhile, GamerLegion, they lost initially to Liquid, which we cast in day 1, not we as in you and me, me and some other person, and then they 2-0'd MOUZ, who's been struggling so far.
And I think overall, probably on paper, this game is, I want to say, with power levels we've seen in the tournament, probably slightly Spirit favored, but not as much as you would think looking at the team names from a few months ago. I think GamerLegion have improved. I think Ghost is a good fit. And I would say Spirit playing with a stand-in, plus maybe not being in the best form aside from that, could make this a very close series. And like I was saying, I think the Radiant draft is just better, actually. Now, it has some relatively steep level of execution required, which is always, you know, harder to execute drafts can be, even if favored, in theory, if the execution isn't quite there, it's going to look more 50-50, but I would definitely give them the edge. And of course, like we mentioned, it's Ghost on Lone Druid, right? You gave this guy probably his best hero in a meta where it is the best we've seen for years.
Many a year, and not for long, I'm sure. The nerf hammers will come eventually, especially if that bug that Jenkins was talking about is actually existing, or if he just made that up. We'll find out on the next episode of Why Are You Listening to Us?
Jenkins.
That's right. I feel like we have bad luck in Huskar games. Oh, there's a bounty room randomly. Okay. See when they actually notice that one. It feels like the last, I don't know how many times, Cinder, I don't know if you're feeling this as well. Huskar is like picked in a last pick situation, like, oh my god, he's going to dominate the lane, he's going to own, and it just hasn't been the case.
I guess there's a bit of an X factor here because there's living armor, so maybe we shouldn't overlook that entirely as well, that it does add to the equation. But usually what I look at with Huskar in his lane matchups is, first of all, how good is the lane in a vacuum? Secondly, is there any global, how to say, interference, which is going to be from only Treant? And then, is there any rotation possibility where I think Spirit's heroes are just really bad at ganking mid? Like, yeah, you can bring in Rubik for a Fate Bolt and a little telekinesis, but it doesn't do that much damage. Huskar is generally going to have a point in inner fire at that point, so he can just knock away the Quap with the silence and probably be fine. So it should just be an RCY win, especially.
Batyuk gets taken out in the bot lane by Ghost, and Rue looks to be next. And this is almost, certainly going to be a double kill for Ghost, and that is what you get, apparently, for giving this man Lone Druid. Gracious.
And they gave Speed his Veno, too. Like this.
Yeah, that does seem to be his favorite hero.
If I could pick any team in this tournament right now who would be the best at playing this particular lane, it would be GamerLegion. I think they might have the two best players on these two heroes of everybody in the event. And, well, you gave them both, so you clearly, I was going to say knew what you were doing. You clearly knew what you were getting yourself into, hopefully. Doesn't seem like you know what you're doing, because if you die both heroes at level 1, that's generally not a good sign. Yeah, I was not even looking at this lane. I can't believe they killed both heroes level 1. Like, that's just not supposed to ever happen. But
Lone Druid things, I guess.
Yeah, well, Veno things, too.
We were talking about yesterday, and I actually just remembered a detail, so we're going to continue this conversation randomly, but was talking about how there was a player that was putting items on the main hero as RCY getting gone on. We talked about this huge advantage for Huskar. He almost dies here. Super close call. Doesn't have any regen.
He's going 2 in Shadow Strike on Quap. He's trying to play back aggressively here on
everyone's expecting the Scream of Pain build that we've been seeing.
I mean, obviously, this matchup is very different than it was a month ago because Huskar doesn't have Cauterize, so he can't get rid of the Shadow Strike. He still should just win regardless, but it's probably better for Quap than it was. And he is also winning, by the way. He's 11-9. Quap is 4-4. That was Laurel's one play And I think now it's only going to get worse from here, realistically speaking.
Yep, 2 in Berserker's Blood should be fine theoretically. Anyway, back to the very important topic at hand.
Yes.
The items were being used mainly for the first half of the game on the Lone Druid hero instead of the Bear, and I couldn't remember what the matchup was. It was against the Tide, which I assume is because the Anchor Smash working against the hero that is the Bear now, apparently. Batyuk again will die. So Ghost, 3-0 start. Cannot ask for a better start to the game.
And there's something even more troublesome here for Spirit in that when you're behind in the offlane, what you can resort to sometimes is just pulling waves. Your 4 is a Rubik against Veno, so you can't even do that. It's kind of a checkmate. This lane's just over. Like there is literally 0 chance that Spirit ever recover this lane to a winning position. Now it's a matter of how little can you lose it by, which is quite bad news when you're playing something like Tide Rubik. This lane is, as we established, pretty slow. So I'm just looking at the overall game state here, and all I see is Laurel has to carry the mid game, and he has the worst lane matchup out of every hero in the game. So
miserable to play.
It's really, really tough already. I have my eyes on Laurel's level 6. I think he has to skill Sonic Wave instead of trying to do some 2-1-3 build or whatever for farming. Because if he plays an equally slow game as his teammates do, Spirit are doing nothing. And that's just, you know, recipe for
what's the best way to deal with a Lone Druid? Is it the laning stage, as Duke again might be going down? Will be rooted again. Gale hits. And likely another kill for Ghost. Indeed, that is the case.
Oh, boy.
This is the opposite of what we saw with Nightfall in that first game, where he died several times in the first 5 minutes and then never became really much of a threat. And now Ghost mirroring that, or is that the right word, mirroring? No. What's the opposite, Cinder? It is mirror, technically, right?
Well, usually when you say you mirror something, don't you do the same thing?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you say technically the opposite, you're just wrong.
Yeah.
That sounds like you.
Well, when you're looking
Mirroring
in the
your old
mirror,
self?
when you're looking in the mirror,
Patrick, not again. Okay, if he dies here, Shannon, I'm done. Okay?
Are you?
I'm fucking done. I'm speaking as from the perspective of the Rubik player.
Rue.
Oh, Rubik.
Trying to get away.
He is not getting away.
He is rooted here. There it is. Under the tower. Will die. Ghost.
God damn.
5-0.
The Rubik gets rooted. Oh no. Rue the day. Here goes Batchuk. Hello.
Oh my god, what is happening? They're just feeding unrelentless.
This is actually hard to watch. I'm not going to lie. It's actually hard to watch. It's just not.
And the fact that Speed hasn't taken a single kill is kind of a small miracle at this point. All right, we got the 6-minute power rune. It is top first. Life break with the silence to follow onto Laurel. Burning up. Has to blink. And the Panto will take the invis, so Laurel won't even be able to fill up his bottle.
So not to sound like a broken record, because I think sometimes early game things happen like this. Like a lane goes to absolute shit, and you can still recover it. I wonder what the communication in Spirit is like right now. It's like, okay, you're an experienced team. What are you gonna do? Like sometimes I see a potential solution at like, okay, Batchuk is gonna die again, but he walked down to the wave.
What is happening right now?
He can't play this game. He has to jungle, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Speed got a kill. Thanks, Shannon.
Yeah, sorry for
He was about to be Agent 007, and then
RCY, life break on the creep, so he's gonna fall. That's the first kill of the game for Spirit, and it requires 3 of them.
Yeah. I really like this idea, to be honest. You can't help bottom. The lane is just lost. It's hopeless.
His Wisdom Shrine goes to Speed.
So who can you play around? Man. You can only play around your Quap in her bad matchup, so they bring both supports there, because you have to dig really deep here and just find something. And they did, so that was good. And it's going to get Laurel close to 6.
I have a real question.
Okay, that's unusual.
At what point does Tide just go jungle? Like,
he should have already.
He have already done that?
Yeah, he should have. I think after his second death, he should have jungled on level 3. But your instinct is telling you not to, because you know in the back of your mind how this is supposed to go. Like, you picked Tide into lone for a reason. But I think this matchup is very different than how it used to be as well, with the newer lone druid, and obviously
taking a full eclipse.
Okay.
So another pick off for Spirit, this time in the top lane. They are down 3K, basically entirely because of this bot lane.
Yeah.
Duke refuses to go jungle. Now he's onto the tier 2. So
This
a little bit more
is good
protection.
though. He just farmed a couple of camps on the right, and he's obviously going to take safe farm in the tower. Like, this is fine. It's a conclusion you could have come to a bit earlier, and it's funny how Batchuk was playing. We were talking about, okay, how is it going to go without? Oh, okay, hang on, let's see.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
He has 2 points in Kraken now. This makes a very big
All
difference.
right, once he's under the tower.
Oh,
okay,
perfect timing on the proc there.
Yes, indeed.
I wonder if going 0-1-2 instead of 0-2-1 actually cost him a life or two. Obviously helped him when he did go jungle, but yeah, I love this from Ghost, by the way. This is exactly what you want to do here as Lone Druid. Recognizing the game state and how far ahead you are now taking away Tide's space on the right.
Yeah.
So Ghost is farming enemy side camps at minute 8:30 on his Lone Druid. If you want to look at it from pure theory, if Tide is playing the optimal game here, he is supposed to push out the wave and then go and farm those side camps, which means that every single camp Lone Druid takes away is about a 150,000, not 150,000, that would be kind of crazy, 150 net worth swing, because it's 75 gold you get and 75 the Tide doesn't get, and he has nothing else really to do, so it just means that that is just a raw win. Sometimes you can do something alternative that's somewhat equally good. He went and farmed the camp close to his outpost, which is way more out of the way, and it's a singular camp instead of a double.
It also means you can't stack it for the Luna at that point.
That's right.
And yeah, this is interesting that Ghost opts to go for Diffusal first. We've been seeing Maelstrom. Obviously, he's the main farming item, but it sounds like he wants to be very aggressive, which can't really blame him. So that is now delivered, and they're going to go after Tide again.
It's a really nice item against Luna in this game state as well.
Batyuk! He's going to show himself.
They're not going to go for him. He's not worth it.
Yeah, that's true. He might not be.
They want to get a bigger kill here. If they kill mid, they can also take the tower. They're looking for some collateral damage here. And if they were to find Quap with the Diffusal, they could probably just run her down. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay. Inkswell will be there, along with the Ensnare. Easy pick off Ghost. Another kill to his name. So now I think we can safely say, if this game continues down this trajectory, that Ghost will never play this hero again. Surely. Maybe there's a team that is just that egotistical. You know, they're just that confident. They can get away with it. Phantom's Embrace right now. On to Panto, level 5 on the tree. Inkswell hits, another easy pickoff for GamerLegion.
Grimstroke's level 7 at minute 1040. Super, super high level here. This hero scales incredibly well with levels compared to a lot of other supports. So this is very good news. He's going to make a quad stack of Ancients as well here that Sand King can take. I mean, they're just getting whatever they want. Like,
how does double life break work on Soulbind?
I think you just
take damage for both.
How is it works? I don't even think it works actually.
I mean, I'm sure the enemies take damage. I don't know if you
do you bounce? I don't think you bounce.
I don't know if you bounce, and I don't know if Huskar takes the damage twice, which maybe he doesn't even mind at that point.
It depends on the situation. My gut is telling me it doesn't work at all, but I could be wrong. That would be the first time, of course.
Well,
but
I hope we see double the Soulbind, of course, with E-Blade into Huskar ult.
Yep.
Insta-gibbing 2 heroes.
That's right.
With
I did see you. See you in demo mode.
Yep, that's right.
I love that. Okay, this is a huge moment for Spirit. This has to work. It just has to work.
And Bignum gets initiated on. He's going to get Sonic Wave deleted. Fade going to try to counter-initiate. Ghost has shown up as well. Fade opting to go for the epicenter finally. Ghost, his bear's taking a lot of damage, but the damage being done to Spirit all in turn as well. Yatoro dead to right. And the Ravage finally comes out, hits 4 heroes, and big anchor smash to follow. Fade drops to the deck. Speed will be next, and now Ghost on the run. He's very tanky, but he's going to get some help from RCY. Another life break onto Panto, but finally Ghost killing streak comes to an end, and RCY left to his own devices.
Oh, here comes Grimstroke. Oh, misses!
Oh, he misses. Larlo gets Soulbind, the Phantom's Embrace on 2 as well. Might be able to get a double as a result of this with the Inkswell. That ensures it. Meanwhile, RCY did live through the day, and oh my God, Batyuk dies in a fountain to the. That is, with the game that he's having, that feels like a gut punch, you know?
I mean, it wouldn't be a fight with Tide in it if he didn't die. That's
True.
Kind of been, every time Tide interacts with a hero in this game, he has to die. It's a prophecy. Honestly, that was really a good result for Spirit. they only gained about 1,000 net worth, but this game state is so terrible that getting, you know, like you said, the 4-man Ravage, the Overgrowth, and getting the initiation was very nice. Now Laurel, must be a big find. They got him. Stun into the Inkswell plus Silence from Huskar, and the tower goes down as well in a moment. We're seeing the replay here with the Eclipse largely going on the Bear, and they do manage to take down the Bear, but the amount of damage Sand King is doing here looks very scary. Great Ravage, as you mentioned, into Overgrowth. Gets them a couple of exit kills, especially the one on Ghost, worth a ton of gold. Who was it that got the last hit? Was it the Queen of Pain? I think so, right? No, it was Rubik who took it. So, Rue, as a result, is close to Vessel, which, of course, is much better against Huskar than it was in 740, because now he doesn't have Cauterize. So now he can actually keep it on him, except Life Break is the only thing he will dispel with.
Yeah, so Laurel dies here, and then as you were talking about during the highlight, you mentioned it, of course, but dies again. So back-to-back deaths for the mid laner on Spirit. Not great. And we'll see how much that extra influx of gold for killing Ghost comes into play. But like you said, it is on Rubik, so.
I wonder if there's a world where Quap could have gone Vessel, actually. I know it might sound awkward, but considering how important it is in this game and that the timing that you can get it at, and when you're already having a bad start, like maybe that's a kind of feels good item with somewhat cheap stats and a good active. They are getting it on Rubik, but imagine if Rue didn't get the kill on Lone Druid. Like this might have been a 25-minute Vessel. Does it even matter at that point? I'm not sure. But the Lone Druid kill gave him...
You don't got Cauterize anymore.
A lot.
Wait, is Cauterize a shard now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shard. That's right. RCY gets Roche, solos it. They actually knew this was happening. They scanned it out, but matters not. They don't want to fight that.
It's tough. Their lineup only really thrives in teamfights, the one of Spirit. They don't have good skirmishing power, so killing Huskar with like 2v1s or 3v1s or 3v2s in the pit, not great.
But Sonic Wave insta-kills him. You don't even need to go in the pit. Like, you know that he's going to be low HP. It actually might have been worth the attempt.
Yeah, you can try it if you are convinced he's low enough. But
Won't he always be?
I mean, you run the risk. You have to hit him at the right timing during the armlet, right? Yeah. If he toggles and then the Sonic hits, you're not even going to kill him.
At this stage, though, you got to take
Sure, I would agree. If Collapse was here, he would have stolen the Aegis, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
So, no. Backstab onto Luna. Really nice angle.
HP. Sonic Wave comes in only onto Fade. Big Ravage, and Ghost is dead right off the bat. Yatoro follows suit, though, so it's a 1-for-1. Bignum on the run. Silence applied to the Quap right now. Should be fine, though. Batyu getting back in the game with a triple kill. He kills all 3 of these members of GamerLegion.
And Rubik with the stolen Sandstorm is going to just hide away and survive, too. Crucial Ravage again, making sure Londra didn't get his ulti off. If he's in true form there, this is a totally different situation. Huskar also arrives late to the party. So another successful team movement. And I thought that was going to be good for GamerLegion. They got the backstab opener onto Luna. But Batyuk in the right place at the right time.
They did not have Huskar there, right? That
right.
Was the main issue.
That was part of the issue. But even then, I thought that fight was actually... You're going to see the replay here. So look at the angle that they managed to find in the back here with Sand King plus Grimstroke. If there's a better Soulbind connection here, maybe that's a different story. But the Ravage is just super clean with the Sonic Wave. So Spirit, sure, they lose their carry, but again, in this situation, you'll take any decent trade. It's a matter of weathering the storm and kind of getting through the toughest part of the game. If this were to go late, I mean, I'm not even confident still for Spirit just because it's a Ghost Lone Druid, but you definitely are in a much, much better position, let's say 10 or 15 minutes from here.
They've shown that they can kill Ghost at least twice now. As RCY gets a freebie. Yeah, that's, I mean, Huskar runs into support at this stage of the game. They're just dead, just how it works.
What do you think about consecrated reps on Huskar?
I mean, theoretically, it should be good, right? I would think.
Yeah.
You don't need magic resist necessarily, but the HP.
HP, all attributes, and
I thought you were just asking if it would. He actually does have it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not convinced this is good enough value for money since, like you said, the magic resist component of it is just so weak on him, and the item has been nerfed a couple of times. I mean, obviously, RCY is a Huskar specialist, so I'm not going to say it's a bad purchase. I'm just looking at what are the alternatives in a game like this. Like, Clearly his mindset is, I need to be able to sustain against the bursts that can come out early from Quap and Luna. But there's obviously other ways of accomplishing that, like getting an early BKB or just getting Ags for a lot of stats.
I mean, the all damage barrier.
It is very good.
Definitely
Sure.
good.
Yeah. Just interesting. I'm not going to say this is like very extraordinary or unusual for Huskars to buy. Maybe it's even meta. Like I haven't seen that much Huskar as of late, but
I think it makes sense.
it just
to some
stood out.
degree.
Like
Yeah.
Huskar never buys magic resist, so
No.
it was a little bit of a weird one. But
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool.
yeah,
Although I don't like the item, as we've talked.
yeah, we both think Consecrated Reps is kind of
It's a stinker.
yeah.
It's a real stinker.
I think Valve have done a very good job getting creative with
You know,
items over the last years. But
with how negative I am, did we talk about this? I don't think there's a single item I haven't liked before. That's saying something. Because I complain about everything. Yeah, this is the first one that I have genuinely just not liked the concept for. Fade is about to run into...
they found Batchuk with the Huskar, and he is dead.
Yes.
Will he get off? No.
Take that.
Was trying to set up for a potential flank on the defense, but GamerLegion saw him from the high ground, and Huskar will make quick work of him.
Oh, Fade. Epi wants the support. Will get support. Panto dead to rights again.
Single TP rotation. It was just the Lone Druid plus his bear. Oh, actually, Grimstroke did show up. They were expecting this to be a bigger move. This a little bit surprising, no? Like, considering Tide is already dead up top, do you really think Spirit are going to push this tower with their whole squad? Probably not. So maybe a little over-rotation. Perhaps you could have macroed that a little bit better. Because what ends up happening now is Huskar's Aegis expires and you didn't take a tier 2, which I think, given how this game was going, is a little bit of a miss.
If they get this, then maybe that'll be worth. The silence about to end, and the damage is enough. So Laurel trying to find some semblance of farm on the outskirts of the map, just costing him so much.
In the meantime, Speed getting found in mid, but nice tumblers.
Very nice.
It's good. Even that fails for Spirit.
I can't wait to see the Soulbind into Snakebite. Oh boy, that's gonna be hype.
Radiant are scanning.
I think Inkswell on the bear is just wild.
Yeah,
Absolutely crazy.
it's always
combo.
been.
We were talking
yeah,
about
we
buffs to
didn't-
put on the bear yesterday. We didn't mention that. I think it has to be up there, right?
Yeah. Make a tier list.
Yep.
Good free content.
A bear list, if you will.
Tower is under
It's a bit of a
Yeah,
stretch.
that was-
Lacoste is cackling in the green room, of course, as we can't hear him, but I know him.
Probably cringing.
Yeah.
For being honest.
That's a Kezu kind of thing.
All right.
Well,
Spirit.
Huh.
They're gonna take the old Tormy.
Surprising, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one thing their lineup is good at right now is obviously 5v5s. So I guess kind of daring.
Oh man. That's a good one.
It's a lot worse than it was. And by a lot, I mean a lot worse.
Did they change anything other than the amount of charges?
The cooldown went up from 55 to 135.
Oh,
They almost tripled the
I
cooldown.
did not know that part.
I think this is the biggest nerf I have ever seen on a spell from one patch to the other.
That is...
It's actually unreal how much worse this is.
And it doesn't last longer?
No. Oh yeah, it lasts 1 minute longer. Excuse me.
Okay.
But
So
like
2 charges, cooldown's ridiculously high.
I'm trying to like really go through the years. I cannot
I mean,
think
it's
of another
still
spell.
good, though.
It is,
Early.
but we've actually reached a point now where it's not an auto buy, right? You saw
No.
Trian didn't buy it here. He's going for utility items instead.
Yeah.
And that is the primary reason this year.
Oh, baby. The Burrow Epi onto 2. Soulbind as well. That is a dirty combination from GamerLegion.
Yeah. He faded them quite quickly.
You know where that name comes from?
Fade
Yeah.
with a Y.
Yeah.
Fable.
Heroes of Newark.
Just a random guess because you know it, and if it's a game reference, there's very few to pick from. It
Yeah.
can be Counter-Strike, Fable, or Han.
That's pretty accurate. That's sadly accurate, actually.
And
Hades and Slay the Spire. now.
So what is it in Han? Is it a spell or hero?
It's
or?
a hero. Yeah.
Which
it was
hero?
like it wasn't a Dota hero. It
Oh,
was
I see,
unique.
okay.
It was a very bursty hero.
So what did it do?
I don't really remember. I know that you buy Dagon and you just like instigate people, but I don't remember exactly what she did.
Okay. Well, it was many years ago. I remember buying Dagon on Spirit Breaker with 2 bracers many years ago as well, and I don't think you do that, so...
No. I mean, I can look it up for you, but we don't want to go down that road, of course.
Yep. Just ask ChatGPT.
I could actually. It would be pretty accurate. So, Yatoro right now sitting on the Mask of Madness, Manta, and Dragon Lance.
Yeah. Standard builds.
So, BKB will be next, about halfway there. And yeah, Ghost. Well, the Ags, we've seen this, about 1,500 away from that, and then he can unleash his bear. And that's when the farm really starts to get out of control.
Yeah, it is
Although
interesting.
he doesn't... Wait, what does he have on the bear? Is it just... It's diffusal and what else?
Mjolnir.
Okay, he did go for that anyway.
Which was what I was going to point out. This is a bit... this is quite different from what we saw from Nightfall yesterday in our games, obviously, where he went Maelstrom or Mjolnir into straight Ags. So like you said, the diffusal blade as a pit stop here is going to delay the farming speed but give more map presence. It's a different take. I personally really am happy to see that it isn't literally every game Mjolnir into Ags, because I just think it's kind of boring, honestly. Obviously, pro players are going to play what works best and is best to win, but it's nice that it's not always the answer, at least according to Ghost here, to go that route. But Ags is just mandatory. I can't imagine a Lowendred build where you don't get Ags as your third item. Right? You just it's just
Okay, Ravage comes out, and they
okay,
delete the
they'll kill
Sand King. That's 2 ults down, though. Do GamerLegion still want to fight?
They were definitely thinking about it, but decided against it. They'll continue to keep their position on the map, but that's a nice find for Spirit. This could give them a tower as well.
Yeah, but you have to expect once that Sand King is back up, there's going to be a grouping for GamerLegion.
Yeah, I think you effectively lose Roche off of that play for Spirit, but got to look at it from the perspective of you were probably... Oh, hang on, Panto. You were probably going to lose it anyway.
Going to try to backstab here now. Inkswell not going to connect, though. Meanwhile, a long-range life break onto the Luna. RCY getting put back where he belongs, though. Now a soft reset.
He belongs in the mid lane, that's correct.
Fade. We'll be back in 10 seconds, and this is where Spirit likely will retreat.
Yeah, so what GamerLegion should do now is just put a lot of Plague Wards around the pit, take Roche, and then think about their next move. I think looking for kills here is maybe a little bit counterproductive. At least when Sand King connects, I would really like them to just brute force the pit. I don't really think Spirit can fight this. Huskar has BKB and 3 charges ready on Consecrated Wraps. You're not going to burst him before he gets his stuff off. And yeah, that's what they're going to do. So, all right. Could be an easy one.
So what's the next item? It's Hurricane Pike for Huskar. So not opting for... I mean, is Ags not like a go-to anymore? Feels like
hesitating here. Are they expecting Spirit to make a move here without Ravage? He's back in now.
Yeah, Ravage up in 40, so...
I mean, Pike is very good against Luna, right? You want to be able to outrange and make sure that she can't get leverage out of Lunar Orbit, and it's also just a way for you to reliably deal more damage in fights, so I think it's fine to go for the Pike. An alternative build route would be to think of it in the opposite way, which is go blink Ags and just blast the Luna before she gets anything off. You could also think of it that way. I would have been okay with that build too, especially as a follow-up to Sand King. I think it's very strong for Sand King when he doesn't have to epicenter to find kills in the later portion of the game, when you can just blink stun.
All right, their big old gank onto the bearer.
Yeah.
They'll get
That's
it.
fine. We'll resummon immediately. Continue farming. But yeah, Luna as a hero-to-hero matchup against Lowendred is quite good when she gets items, because the Lunar Orbit is so much damage. The bear can't really withstand it when Luna has many items and just gets to stand her ground. I think that's Yatoro's primary mindset behind this pick, is he wants to deal with the bear. Because there wasn't anything else that Luna was obviously good against here. Batchuk, by the way, will be killed off in the bot lane, courtesy of Epicenter plus 2 bears.
I will say the lead is not really growing, though.
No, Spirit have done a pretty good job in this
7-8K.
It's commendable. They're definitely still behind, but they're not losing by an alarming amount, so this is definitely still a winnable game. But it's going to be tough to win it, still. but you're doing some of the right things. You're playing around your cooldowns, you're playing around your big spells and heroes that work, and you're avoiding the smaller engagements that are inherently just unfavorable to you by draft. Oh, they're gonna find a little sneaky Panto here, not sneaky enough though. And another kill for Fade. Interestingly, Fade not going Axe. Even though he's having a very good game on the Sand King, he opted for the Blink Bloodstone and BKB.
Yeah,
so very tanky frontline kind of approach, but less in the damage department. Just trusting in Huskar and Londra to do the job. And he's going Shivas next, so it looks like he doesn't want to buy it at all.
That's very odd.
Which is, I mean, we're used to seeing mid Sand Kings. They obviously have a different role and a different responsibility in the game. I think you could potentially make a case for actually buying Pipe this game instead of what he did. He has more of an individualistic build, but Pipe is incredibly good for the team against the enemy heroes. But perhaps somebody else could just do that. Like Venom could buy Pipe, for example. He has opted for Glimmer instead. Okay, Patrick, hello. Are going to find speed in the meantime. Okay. Yatoro will kill him together with Rue, so a trade-off, which is still better for Spirit trading, or excuse me, for GamerLegion trading support for offlaner.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a tie die 9 times at this stage.
Yeah, it's not great.
Really impressive to some degree, as another support will bite the dust.
This might look, honestly, this might look like Spirit are like kind of feeding, but ultimately, if you consider how the game is going, heroes are going to die. And the challenge here is to die on the correct heroes, actually. Sometimes, I remember this was a very...
Oh, they know.
Oh,
Laurel, he does have a shield rune, though.
Do they get the silence? They do, but they can't reach the roar. So, yeah. This was a very... How to say... Hang on, wait a second. Are they actually going to go on RCY?
Does have Aegis.
Okay.
Gonna try to burn it here. He's going to use his BKB in retreat as the anchor continues to follow him. Hurricane Pike for some distance.
Okay.
Looks like he'll get away.
Yeah. I want to say this was a line of thought that was I would mostly attribute to Eternal Envy and Pylai Dai at the time. It was many, many years ago at this point. Where especially Envy would just push out side lanes relentlessly and die because it was the lesser evil.
Ghost wants to fight despite losing the Venom right off the bat. RCY with the life break onto Laurel, pops the BKB. He's rooted though. Should be able to get out, blinks to safety. Ghost Bear about to drop. RCY not going to be too scared, and there's the big initiation. Triple stun onto the Burrow Strike with the Epi to follow. That's 3 dead for Spirit. And Panto's going to be the 4th, so a great counter initiation from Fade. That's without Axe.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Which he is going
blew
for
them
now.
up.
So he won't be going the Shivas.
Yeah, maybe he was like, okay, my game is actually so good that maybe I should, you know, look into potentially kind of carrying. But yeah, what I was just complimenting Spirit for with trying to be very selective of fights and only really bleeding smaller kills, this is obviously a complete disaster. I think, to me, this is... If you look at this from like a bird's eye view, this play doesn't really make that much sense, right? The enemy team still has Aegis, and you're forcing into a position 5 next to their tier 2 tower. And your lineup doesn't really kill heroes like this. They have big ults and good teamfight compositions, but they don't have like some... Like imagine their mid hero was Lina instead of Quap. And then you just kill this Veno and leave. But Quap has to use big spells that she doesn't really want to use to get that kill. And sure, they do get the Veno, but it's a decently tanky Veno. He's got Glimmer Solar. It takes a lot of commitment. You're in very dangerous waters next to the enemy tier 2 and inherently at a disadvantage fighting its Aegis. So I just think that was probably Spirit's biggest mistake of the entire game past the drafting phase. Where they, of course, made, in my eyes, a pretty critical error in the first phase here, as Ghost is...
Yeah, that was
okay.
Off camera.
Gonna solo Laurel with the bear.
And now we're looking at a 20k lead for GamerLegion. Mid lane is theirs, and they can do whatever the hell they want.
Let's see if Tide can die to the bear alone. I actually think he can. Oh, he didn't find him. He ran the other way.
Burrow will find the Rubik. pretty disgusting combo with Fade and Bignum running around. Like you have the Inkswell target, you have a silence for after the Burrow Strike, and they've been layering it pretty well.
That's a good pairing. All right, Batchuk, eyes on the tide.
Every time you say his name, I keep thinking you say batshit.
Yeah. Well, in this game, you could make an argument. The bear.
Oh, the
get him.
fear. All right.
And he even got the silver hit on. Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. That's one of the tankiest heroes in Dota, by the way.
No, not today.
But
11 deaths.
Also, maybe not with these items. He's not exactly very rich. And bot lane is ripe for the taking. Gonna have to buy back here, I think, on Tide if you want to even think about this. But realistically, yeah, realistically, can you even take the fight anyway? I kind of feel like you just YOLO this, no? Kind of try it. I think giving up a secondary lane with an imminent Roche plus Tormentor is just like the Tide buyback isn't really worth much. All right, they're gonna back off. I'm really surprised that they didn't just commit there, because it's a very uncomfortable position for Tide to buy back with like 20 seconds left. And it's a relatively low commitment for Huskar plus the Bear to do this, because Huskar has 5k HP and a BKB, so he's probably not dying. And the Bear, you have 2 of those. So, but maybe felt like they weren't in the right position with the other heroes to really press the issue. Maybe a little bit of worries of you just don't want to screw up. Oh, went lens on Veno. Interesting.
And now the BKB for the Bear, so fully loaded. Ready to go, ready to end.
Yeah, you say that.
That is too good.
Let's see if they are ready to end indeed. I think they want the last Aegis.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
there's no reason not to.
Exactly. It's a minute and a half away. Not too long of a wait.
This almost has Heart on Huskar, by the way. This hero, with after they redesigned Heart, this item just got so much better on Huskar.
God, I love that item.
Curious about what his region's going to look like.
It was in the dumpster for far too long, Cinderin.
I like that Heart is better. The fact that it makes Huskar better is unfortunately a little bit of a sad
they named it after him as well, right? What's the name of the new passive? It's oh my God! Tide Hunter. Okay, no longer. Still has his buyback.
Well,
and there's no epicenter to work with, so maybe this is the time for Spirit to have their last-ditch effort, or they just give up the second barracks and wait.
Nice try from Laurel for the barracks deny, but the bear hits too fast.
Yeah, that would have been a big difference.
Yeah. You take what you can get when it's this grim. Man, this is... It's kind of funny that the way this game played out is in the fashion that I liked when I looked at the draft and I saw the worries that I had for Spirit. The way this game is played out is kind of in the direction I was imagining. I just could not for the life of me have thought the bot lane would go this badly. It's made things infinitely worse that the bot lane was this big of a travesty, and but it still goes to show why GamerLegion's idea in this game is so strong. Because if you let's say you look at this in like a you break it down into different boxes of types of games that can happen. There's the games where the lanes go very well, then this is the outcome that you're generally going to have. There's the games where bottom lane is kind of a draw or you win slightly. Then you have a smaller version of this, but probably not one where Spirit ever gets ahead.
Yeah.
So what type of games do Spirit actually, are they favored in of this kind? I think Laurel has to totally overperform in mid and snowball the game as like such a small percentage of games, because first of all, he's playing an unfavorable matchup, and second of all, that's generally not how Laurel wins. He's not a lane dominator player. So there's like an added element of just lower probability with that guy versus other mids that are more lane heavy. So just a very nice
Okay,
planning.
Ghost takes out Panto,
Yep.
instant buyback. This is the last fight. Spirit has to do something here.
The only option is RCY. He's 5,000 health and a heart.
Yep.
And a Glimmer and a Solar right behind him. Grimstroke doesn't have Shard.
Yep, Fade, Epicenter, he's gonna go in. There's a huge Ravage to follow with the Eclipse as well into a Sonic Wave. The Wombo combo that Spirit was looking for. They delete 2, but that's instant buybacks now for GamerLegion. RCY with the BKB will be able to get away. Now they're gonna focus onto Yatoro, the Soulbind on 2, into the Burrow Strike as well, and that should do it. At least that will give the Roche for GamerLegion. Several buybacks for both sides. But yeah, this Aegis is definitely going the way of GamerLegion now.
Yeah. They even have the Ags illusion on Grimstroke of Luna in this fight. So makes matters worse. Now Yatoro has gone for a build that makes the illusion weaker by having Hydra's Breath and Satanic, but
Oh! Can you pick it up?
there was too much. He had a fucking mushroom!
Why did you have a mushroom in your inventory?
Mushrooms?
Oh no. He picked up a banner, I guess. That's the worst of the bunch.
Let this be a lesson to everyone out there. Eat your mushrooms.
Collapse needs to have some sort of like an orientation for the rest of his team
I can
on how
imagine
to
having
steal
like
Aegis.
a PowerPoint presentation. Panto's just sitting there.
This is how you
Yes.
click Aegis.
Yes.
They actually had quite a bit of time.
Yeah. He just
Now-
it just panicked, right?
This he was surprised he got there in
Panic.
time.
Like, oh, I have mushrooms.
And this will be Megas now.
Yeah.
Yatoro's up in 20, does have buyback. They're going to try for one more fight, I guess. Once he's back up naturally. That Roche banner going to be put to 0 use for the Spirit side. Now the tier 4s. 32k lead for GamerLegion. Sitting pretty in this game number 1.
Yeah. This one is surely done and dusted by now. Okay. Well, poke and prod there onto the Tide. Not going to commit. Just
Never give up, never surrender. Yatoro standing his ground with the Dragon's Breath. But RCY just hitting towers instead of him. Or Hydra's Breath. I said Dragon? That's whatever. It's a similar thing. Close enough.
Oh.
Epicenter. Burrow Strike will miss. Favor the BKB. Nice Sonic Wave onto 2. Yatoro continuing to right-click, but Fade is just life-stealing so much. And now the Life Break onto Laurel will blink into the Grimstroke.
Okay.
Sonic Wave again, only onto RCY, and that is going to be the death of Laurel. No way to get back in the game. Meanwhile, Ghost and his bear just going ham on these buildings, and now the Ancient fully exposed. 5 versus 4, still with Aegis. And that Tide Hunter. Are you going to have one more death for the road? Lucky number 13 right now gets the Ravage off right outside their fountain. There's the Eclipse doing good amount of damage. It's going to cost them the Aegis, but now the right clicks from RCY will come through. Yatoro dead. And finally the GGs come out. As Batyuk will not die a 14th time. Get me 13 times. That's about it though. And GamerLegion take game 1 in convincing fashion.
This is a unicorn game where Tide has the most deaths in the game.
Yeah.
By 5. The second highest deaths in the game was Rubik with 8.
Oh, they're together, so I guess they got married and created some abomination. How's that sound? Probably not safe for children, though, the way that they made it.
Yes. I don't know where to go with that at all.
There's nowhere to go.
Do you think Largo seduced the Scorpion with his guitar?
Oh, obviously.
You know, there's like, you've seen these documentaries with birds that do these like crazy dances as like a mating ritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about Largo doing that? What do you think?
No, that sounds hot. I mean, if he had the correct voice where he sounded like a frog.
You just said it so nonchalantly, like that was the most obvious thing ever.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, that sounds hot.
I mean, Largo is a very sexy beast. What can you say?
Yeah, well, all right.
All right, so into game 2 we go. GamerLegion absolutely dominated Team Spirit. No lone druid this time for Ghost, though. Looking at this lineup, I think for me, and you can correct me, as I'm sure you will,
Yeah.
the thing that feels
That's
oddball
wrong.
to me is the Slardar pick.
Wait, they got 4 bounties?
Okay, well, that's a good start. And Ghost is going to die for it, though.
Okay,
So
well-
first blood goes to Batyuk. Much better start this time around on the Frogman.
So what's weird about Slardar?
I feel like they need a pipe carrier more than anything. My goodness, it's like Spirit is all magic, and I
Yeah.
guess you can try to force it on a support. It's just, I understand that the Corrosive Haze is going to be really good for Kez, and maybe that does work out, but who's buying pipe? I feel like it's mandatory.
It's either pipe or 3 cores with BKBs, right? You need either or. And I'm kind of on board with... I wouldn't brute force a pipe on Slardar. I think it's just not.
No.
That's not going to work. And neither support I'm expecting to get rich enough to to pull it off either. So I think you're just going to have to deal with, okay, the enemy team has a lot of magic damage. Can we buy BKBs and mitigate it? And of course, also a lot of Spirit's magic damage is not inherently insta-burst. So items like Satanic can counteract it quite well later. And you are running 2 heroes here that can go that route since you're playing Carry Tiny and the mid Kez. I think, to me, that's a little bit of a weird combo. Opting to run a mid Kez when you see the Muerta. The upside is, even though Muerta is very good against physical damage, this is one of the few heroes that can actually kill her in a stun. So later when Slardar has Shard, if you blink Crush and then Kez gets to jump her, she might actually get 100 to 0'd.
Okay.
The only save is Snowball, which is still a very good one. But you need to be ready,
Hey,
and it can go very
There's
fast.
Lick. Lick is a great save.
It's better against some heroes than others. I would put Kez at the bottom of the list.
It takes off Haze.
That's true. They can reapply it, but that's fair, you know? The Dispel is a quite meaningful part. So, yeah. You know what? I take it back. You said something smart today. Good job.
Thank you.
I was going to say keep it up, but I know that's naive. But it was...
No.
I was here.
Yeah, I think that is the hero, though. The Slardar is what I'm most interested in seeing how he does. Because I feel like the games that we have cast in the last year, there's been almost no good Slardar games, unless it's mid. Like, the offlane Slardar just feels a little weird. Do you think it's changed at all with this last patch, or...?
I think it's slightly better in the offlane than it was before. Not really because of the changes to Slardar, but because of the changes to everybody else. And the change to the lane itself. Like, Slardar is one of the heroes that really doesn't like if the lane, I would say on average compared to a lot of other offlaners, he's not a fan of the whole wave pulling shenanigans. You want to play the lane just head on, since you don't jungle very well, and you don't play well from behind. And generally speaking, when the offlaner is pulling, it's because he's losing the lane by default, and then you're ending up, if the carry player and the 5 play correctly, generally you are, even if you get successful pulls off, you're still going to be 60-40'd or worse. So the fact that he can just play the lane immediately in front of him here is already good news. This is something, Muerta is a very good laner, but Slardar has quite a bit of staying power in fights against Tusk. So this particular matchup is actually quite playable. Since Tusk has to be careful with going in, you just get crushed and you get bashed, and Rubik has damage and lift and whatnot. So you can even see Fade actually walking into Panto here, just looking for trouble. Maybe a bit too much. Raw 1k lead, though, for GamerLegion. 4 bounties and some early CS will do it. Not bad.
Yeah, mostly bounties at this stage. And what about Frogman? Things have changed a bit with him.
Yeah, good riddance.
You were very disgusted with his previous state, as he's going to put the Frog Stomp down onto Ghost, trying to get some revenge from that last laning stage, which was probably the worst of his life for Batyuk.
Yep. I mean, Largo's in a better place, because the previous version, I hope Largo becomes more of a support or flex. Like, when the hero came out, I thought he was going to be only a support, which I thought was by...
Oh,
that is not...
Deleted. Fade.
They're going to kill both
Owning
of them,
it up
maybe.
with Bignum. There's the telekinesis.
Lotus.
Can you want another crush?
Yeah, he's dead
Another
too.
bash incoming. And down goes the Tusk. So...
Really nice.
All right, I talked about this lane being the most interesting to look at, and I was not expecting kills this early, but they come out big time in GamerLegion's favor. Frog Stomp onto Speed right now. Good Avalanche to give a little bit of extra time for Speed to get away.
But yeah, to finish off on the whole Largo thing, I thought when the hero was announced that it was designed to be almost only a support. I think we've talked about this and you agree with it. Not every hero needs to be flex. Like, it's okay that there's heroes that only have one role, or one specialty at least. Unfortunately, Largo's Axe was so broken that we barely got him to see him played as a support. And they had to nerf that, and now the issue is we barely get to see the hero at all because he's not quite good enough to be a support, and the core aspect of him got nerfed, very deservedly so, down to a more acceptable level. So I hope we get to see more Largo in the support role. Probably going to need some buffs for that to happen.
Yeah, you just need to turn the Lick into basically hook range, and then he supports.
Yep, that would be kind of crazy.
Yep.
That's one way to do it. Give him a 600 range pull.
Yep.
Yep.
Easy peasy.
Good thing you are designing another game. And Dota.
Thank you, Synderen.
You're very welcome.
You know, I'd be very good at balancing Dota, actually.
I think you and I, maybe we should take over. You know? Valve, you have my email.
6-minute power run.
Say the word, we'll do it.
Top.
I was about to say for free, but no. But we
No.
will do it.
Yeah, definitely not for free. They don't believe, though. Oh, what the? That's the same tick?
Oh.
Don't see that all too often. I've seen it a few times,
I
but
think the message always pops up if a projectile is mid-air. I don't think it has to be tick. Same tick. Like if Rubik has a shot flying and you take the rune, doesn't it always say denied?
I'm going to say no. That's not the case.
Oh, well, you're not the one balancing this game, so you wouldn't know that. Veno,
That's true.
gonna be looking for the backstab. Batjuk is definitely dead. The question is who is going to get the kill out of the three of them. He can't play any songs yet, so he can't really get away. It's gonna do a little licking, but it will go to speed. Yeah, this is obviously on paper a really shit lane matchup for Veno. Speed is doing the right thing here by not skilling Gale, because you can't really use it. So you're just going to be maxing Plague Wards, and then you're taking the other ability to, you know, not skill stats. But largely, as a Veno specialist, I'm imagining this is the type of lane where Speed will do what Tiny needs, and then he's going to jungle to make sure he progresses his own game. You can kind of get stuck just playing this lane for way too long and not really accomplish much. He is going to skill Gale now in level 4, which I think is completely fine.
So max wards?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of do that usually anyway, but you see what he's doing now? He is going into the jungle at level 4, because he can't pressure the lane opponent, and as long as Tiny can farm, yeah, this is some serious damage. He'll be okay, though, courtesy of Big Num. But yeah, what's happening here is actually really interesting with how GamerLegion are choosing to allocate their resources, because they just killed Muerta and Tusk bottom, and you could argue that they should just keep trying to run them over. The issue is if you keep Rubik down here, then your Tiny is probably going to not be all that happy up top, and Veno is also not going to be happy because he doesn't get to jungle. So you kind of have to say, okay, we won bottom, Fade can use that to trade and just farm, and we're going to let Yatoro get his stuff too. In return, we're getting the most farmed 5 on the map by far. Tiny will farm because Rubik helps him, and mid lane is just stable. We didn't even talk about that lane yet, but Kez versus Sand King looks very even in terms of the CS, but RCY has almost 20 more denies.
About 500 net worth
crazy.
difference between the two.
Yeah,
actually.
a lot of the CS on Sand King is just jungle, right? And there's the bounty runes, so that's what leads to this. But Sand King is never really gonna lose. He's just gonna more or less draw here. I wasn't sure what to expect here. I think mostly Sand King in melee versus melee matchups will win, but against Kez seems like net worth slightly.
Yep, Kez is a special flower, as we've learned over the course of the last year.
Oh,
or
nice
so.
find. Oh, very quick, though, on the grappling claw. RCY is actually going to escape this gank, dodging the shards, too.
See you over there.
Beautiful play. Very, very snappy with the grappling claw against the hoodwink bushwhack. Was not going to connect on him there. Do you know what happens if you throw out grappling claw and you get bushwhacked midair? Do you still go to the tree, or does it actually stop you?
I don't know. I don't balance this game, so I don't test all
That's
this
right.
stuff.
Yeah. And even if you did, you wouldn't know. So
That's probably true.
I'm pretty sure you'd.
It's a very niche interaction.
Pretty sure it pulls you back. The reason I say it is that you have something like Timber Chain that has some really funky interactions.
That one always
but
overrides everything, apparently.
Almost.
What's the almost? Is hook?
Well, it was also changed at one point, right? At one point, I think at one point it overruled everything, and then it overruled nothing, almost. And then, I mean, there's very few things at this point that if you get stunned mid-Timber Chain, you stop. And Skewer got that treatment at one point. It was Skewer that overruled everything.
I mean, I just miss the days of Life Break being global. If you TP out, just having Huskar go to Fountain. Like, who doesn't want to see that, honestly?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe Loda. Not a fan of Fountain plays.
Those are the good old days.
Panto.
RCY finds Pantho. Good
Okay.
shard.
Instantly goes for the
Dead
katana, but
Not going to help too much. RCY is not going to go any further, though, as Yatoro will show himself. Drew makes his way over as well. Fade, level 8 on this Slardart.
he's very strong.
And he is opting... What is he going to go for? He has treads.
I assume just
Soul
blink
Ring right
BKB.
now.
I don't think there's any reason to get fancy here. I think the Soul Ring is going to allow you to farm. You're going to go blink shard BKB and play around Kez. and of course Tiny. Both of them just obliterate heroes that are hazed. So yeah, I think it's very standard. And I do like that he went for the Soul Ring. This is not like special, but sometimes you can bypass this and just look more aggressively for something like Tread's Echo Saber. I just don't think that's the right approach. Even if you're winning the lane here, I think it's better to just play on.
They're smoking. They want to take out Yatoro. Corrosive Haze on him. He's going to go under the tier 1. Going to get met by RCY and company, though. That is a lot of damage already. Snowball a little bit late. Going to be onto the south side, though. Pierce the Veil pop. He's going to get galed in the meantime. Raptor Dance try to heal up a bit. It's not going to do anything because of the ethereal form of the Muerta.
Nice bushwhack.
But they find Yatoro in the end regardless.
Wait, where was the TP from Sand King? I really thought they were going to help Yatoro there. That was a great bushwhack, too, from Rue. I was just waiting for the Sand King to arrive. He had TP ready the whole time. Laurel just never showed up. Wants to stay mid and finish his blink, but I think considering how that bushwhack landed, he could have found a nice 2-man burrow off of that. So, all right. A bit surprising considering how telegraphed that play was from the side of GamerLegion. You know, the early Corrosive Haze onto Yatoro, he kind of knew something was up.
Oh, RCY, this would be a big kill for Spirit. Pops the Veil, trying to get away. It's going to be close. Laurel in the area, gets the Burrow Strike to finish the job, but Fade and company, they're going to try to get some retribution. Dead Shot does help a bit, but Laurel still falls in the end. And now Batyuk makes his way over with all the singy songs that one can enjoy throughout the lifetime of this frog, as Fade will fade into oblivion. Speed gets trapped inside the shards, and this is going to be a 4th kill for Spirit. So showing signs of life after last game kind of being not their best showing, let's say.
I think in fairness, last game in my eyes was just a really big outdraft. I think that was a hard game to look good in. But yeah, this is definitely showing some better form here. A nice overall team fight, a big swing. You can see almost 2K gained in that engagement. You subtract from this what Tiny was farming in the meantime, of course, but still a very clear win, but also a 4v5. If Tiny is a part of that fight somehow, that goes really well for the side of GamerLegion. Kind of interesting to see the win probability here already. Don't know if I would agree with that. 2 for 1 favoring Spirit. I know it's a good Muerta game, but
Burrow finds the Rubik. Big Num steals the dead shot, dies shortly after, though. Fade does have Blink, so they will try to set something up now, surely.
Yeah, and when does Tiny move? I think that's my big question here. Ghost has been AFK for 13 minutes. Is it Shadowblade? Is there a gate play where you collapse on bottom tower and kill that plus Yatoro? I think that would be a really nice move. Oh, they're going to do exactly that right now, leading into the 14-minute Wisdom. This is a super strong timing with the Slaughter Blink. I really like this play, and I think it's hard. It's a very hard one for Yatoro to predict. He's actually going to use Mask of Madness here already, so now he can't really fight back. And
yep, there's the crush initiation. Yatoro's getting ganked from the south side. He gets Avatos. No time to get anything off. TP is successful somehow. Panto bites the dust, though. So GamerLegion do get the 2.
Yeah, nice move. Very, very good. And they get the tower. So perfect. They get 2 kills. They get the Wisdom. They get the tower at no cost. The top tower of theirs is very healthy because Tiny has never left it. So this lane is, there's not going to be any trade. And likely Venno is going to start just building a house up here. I think that's a very good way to play the map, is just let Venno farm top. Let him take camps, let him defend the tower. If Spirit want to take this tower in turn, they have to bring numbers, which they're already doing with a smoke. And if this is successful, I think it's obviously a good move. You want to open that tower. But if all you find is the 5 Venno, and the enemy team is just farming on all other 4 heroes, including stacks and 2 lanes, then it's not all that bad. But it might just be Ghost that they get instead.
Yeah, the Burrow, and they got the stuns. They're even going to use the Epicenter just to make sure. Yeah. Big kill for Spirit.
Turnaround potential.
Panto comes in with the Walrus Punch. Fade.
Has TP in 1 second.
Let's have the vision here.
Oh, they're going to sell Rue. Well worth it, though. They killed Tiny. So, nicely done. What you saw there is why I liked parking Venno top, and I think Tiny shouldn't have been there. I think it's just better let Venno play that area of the map, and Ghost can play everywhere else. Because it's like the most obvious move for Spirit is to try to open this top tower, right? So if Tiny is farming somewhere in the neighborhood, he's at risk of being hit by that move, which wasn't even necessarily intended for him. So, either way, On we go.
Got the TP in from Ghost again. The Avalanche to follow. Panto's dead to start this out. Speed will be the trade. And now the Frog on the run. But the Crush keeps him in place as Fade finishes him off. Now 2 for 1 for GamerLegion. A lot of back and forth. 3K lead, though, for GamerLegion.
Yep. So far today, they've just been the better team overall. Yeah. Spirit, they're going to find Rue here.
Yeah.
Tossing a tree. And
he will be killed off eventually. Avalanche will secure it. Interesting itemization. Laurel, because of all the physical DPS, will be... Wait, did he change his mind?
He just swapped.
Oh, no, he got it.
Oh, yeah, the Ghost Scepter, yeah. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think it's a very high-value purchase. Of course, you got to be a bit careful against some magic damage here. Rubik, tiny.
Like, well, they didn't counter Muerta. I guess I'll become Muerta then.
Yeah. I guess you can upgrade it later. It's not that bad for Sand King to upgrade this. So. But yeah, 4K the lead, and with the current game state and the heroes, I think this lead is bound to just keep growing. Once again, Venomancer will just beat out the enemy supports, and there's nothing stopping all 3 cores from GamerLegion from just farming as well. This is why that Soul Ring on Slardar is so valuable. During all of this downtime, it translates into a lot of GPM when you can spam Crush to farm. It just wipes out the wave very quickly.
With Shard, yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a nice item to have on Slardar when you're ahead, basically. And when you're behind, it's kind of your comeback mechanism. It's almost like a Midas. It's just a Midas on Slardar in a way.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Interesting. All right.
Spirit
looking for trouble here.
Absolutely.
They'll find it.
Center initiation. They find the Rubik. Bignum is dead 10 times over.
Just a singular kill, though, and that was quite a bit committed. So I don't think GamerLegion all too unhappy about this.
It feels similar to game 1. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, he's going to get the rune. That's big. Now they're going to surely try to go for this. RCY with the initiation. They get the bash. Rue gets taken out instantly. Corrosive Haze really setting this damage up for RCY. They get both supports quite easily, and likely will try to pressure this tier 1.
They'll just take it. There's no way.
In game 1, I was getting the same feeling where Spirit were trying to get moves going. They get their Wombo combo onto like a support, and then they're like, the GamerLegion just regroups and goes.
It's just in game 1 it's 100%. Oh, that shit is just dead here. Bad
Avalanche misses though.
Shouldn't matter.
Yeah, Fade in the area, so only a matter of time.
In game 1, I think it was way more understandable. It was just a massive lineup limitation in the fact that they got stomped in the off lane. They were unfavored in the mid lane by default, and they didn't really have heroes that could skirmish. In this game, you have a bit of skirmishing power, but it's still not the best, right? Like you're comparing a duo of, say, I guess Sand King Hoodwink could kill, right? In a 2v2 situation or something. But aside from that, you kind of want to bring the big guns with you. This is one of the downsides to Largo as an offlaner, and why I thought the hero was just... He was only broken because of the Ags being overpowered, right? There was nothing else. There was nothing that was... We didn't see a singular Largo offlane game where he didn't go Ags plus Kai Assange,
yep.
Right? It was literally every game for like a month.
That's correct.
The problem with this hero is when you're behind and that timing isn't as strong as it used to be, this hero only plays one type of fights. He's not good for skirmishing. His net worth does not transform into any meaningful single target damage, especially not until he has the Axe even finished. So who did the supports play around except Sand King for skirmishing? It is kind of awkward. And when you're making the moves like you pointed out, well, if what you run into a support, you don't really have a choice. This is an easy grab, by the way, with the Slardar, and Speed will get himself a nice little pickup there. The Venomous Gale Shard, that's the one that does what the old Facet did with spawning Plague Wards when you hit Gale.
Yep, pretty solid.
Nice against Blink heroes in fights. Not even if you don't Gale them, just placing Plague Wards around fights is more passive damage, it's Blink canceling, etc.
Rue, you have died.
Not yet, but
you have died.
With a toss, he would.
You have died.
I like that Ghost didn't go for the toss. He wants more.
Ghost onto the high ground. He tries to go. Doesn't get silenced. Now he does. Punch up in the air. Panther wants to get aggressive. Ghost taking a ton of damage. Look at the amount of damage that Spirit can do still, despite being so far behind. They get 2 kills. Now RCY trying to fight out, gets off the Echo Slash. It's a triple kill for the Kez, and he is just left unattended. There's now the Frog on the run, but another crush from Fade, setting this up for RCY to get an ultra kill. The damage coming out from Spirit was pretty damn good, but again, it was only on like a couple.
Yep.
And then eventually Kez comes in and cleans up pretty nicely.
Yeah, he hits a couple of heroes with Mage Slayer, and the damage output of Spirit really falls quickly. You were pointing out the pipe. This kind of works like that, right? If Kez gets in,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's effectively against heroes like Sand King and the Largo and Hoodwink. The Mage Slayer really puts a stop to a ton of their output. And yeah, this looks awkward. It was a very good usage of the Harpoon from Ghost. It's actually super important that he creates this distance. Yes, he will end up dying, but he bought a lot of time harpooning on that tree and dodged a stun. And this gives enough time for the rest of the team to come in and clean up. And now as a grand reward, they will get themselves a shield for the chicken. Finger looking good.
So now a good, healthy lead for GamerLegion with the Aegis
For sure.
on Mr. RCY.
The win expectancy being 50-50 in this game state just doesn't sit right with me. There's no way, right?
What is
no way this is 50-50.
Dota Plus love in this game?
It loves Largo, and maybe it's data, maybe it's a bit outdated, because I remember some of the games that we were casting when Largo was broken. When the game was even at 20 minutes, the Largo team had like 80% win probability.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
So he may be.
I'm absolutely shocked that Batyuk doesn't have Ags yet. I feel like he has been on these components for so long.
Yeah, it is.
He was like halfway done with an Ags, I want to say close to 5-6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same state now. 500 to go. We'll finally finish it soon.
Oh.
Fade misses the crush.
Bit of a...
But it feels like Spirit are continuing to try to fight despite not having this Axe, which feels pivotal
I
for
agree.
their lineup.
I really think this is just a mismove, really. You shouldn't be looking for anything right now. 100% agree. Largo needs Ags, then you can look for smoke. And potentially earlier in the game, a couple of the fights they took prior were also mistakes, in theory. There's a good item pickup. This will be a nice improvement. Now you're going to have Ags on Sand King, and Largo will have his soon. You put the Croak of Genius on Sand King, and you get in there and you pop everything and try to take a good fight. That is strong for now, but BKBs will of course put a bit of a stop to it. They have the one on Slardar and Kez ready. Tiny is far away with the Silver Edge now, though. Still, he has so much status resistance and overall tankiness and good support behind him that he can maybe survive regardless with the Glimmer of the Venomancer. And even if he does die, it probably tanks the majority of the Muerta ult, and then Kez can clean up.
Yep, so. Ghost looking for a little pickings here. They find a squirrel, will survive. This is going to be Ghost Scepter Central for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
The entire team basically will have it at some point.
Should I Nullifier and Kez next?
I would think so.
I think you could.
Yeah, no longer with a Ghost Scepter. Might get away though. Yeah.
Not quite enough there. This is what happens with Kez when you go this build. Like, this is the downside to Mage Slayer. When you watch that moment and you're like, why did Hoodwink not die? Kez always one-shots me in my games. It's because the Kez you play against maybe has Deso.
Well, in a way, that's what Corrosive Haze is supposed to provide.
Yeah, but it wasn't there in that instance. Yeah. So it's true. I'm not saying he's buying the wrong items. I agree with his build.
It looks
100%.
like Fade will be going for the Nullifier.
Oh yeah, that's better, actually. Yeah, get it on the Slardar, why not? Kez can get a bigger item instead.
Shield Rune on Fade. Oh, man.
If
they go towards the north.
Okay, they'll find one.
Yeah. It is Batyuk who has the Aghanim Scepter. It doesn't seem to be doing too much here in a 1 versus 5. So not as strong as the last patch, it seems.
Rubik stole Largo ult.
Oh, how does that work?
He has all the songs.
All the songs?
Yeah. That's actually...
But no Ags.
Right, he doesn't have Scepter himself. It's still a kind of nice steal, though. Like, I still think Largo's second song is very, very good.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you are singing the song and you steal a spell that the server just crashes. We'll find out here.
Yeah, that's, of course, a legitimate concern here. GamerLegion needs to be careful not to crash the server. And Spirit let them steal the song I do.
Fade pursuing it. Toro's gonna pop the BKB and his ult TPs away. See if they can use any of that timing to their
Kaz
advantage.
is on the prowl.
Yeah,
Not
still
good.
with a minute on the Aegis, so doesn't mind getting a little frisky. Just like Largo and
and Sand King.
Sand King, that's right, the Scorpion.
Radiant's middle tower
Okay.
I mean, the old fable is the Scorpion kills the frog that tries to cross the river, right? Have you heard that one?
No.
Really?
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so Richard Lewis was referencing.
No, yeah, that was the reference.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry.
I feel like I'm going to screw up the story, so maybe I should ChatGPT it to get it right. That's where we get our information. The crush from Fade onto Panto will lead to the death of the Tusk. Essentially, the TLDR is a frog wants to cross the river,
Okay.
and the Scorpion... okay, I'm going to screw this one up.
Yep.
I'm going to ChatGPT
You're doing
that.
great so
Go
far.
ahead.
Oh,
Burrow
in the
strike.
meantime, yep.
Aegis, 8 seconds. Can they wait it out? RCY might want to just die here, honestly.
Getting healed by Rubik. They
It
could've-
looks like the Aegis will expire and he
Alright.
will heal. And the Veno ult forcing Spirit back completely.
Tell me the story.
I'm searching for it right now.
Oh, so you didn't even want to do the TLDR.
No, because I know I'm going to screw it up.
Okay. The only fable with like 2 animals that I can think of from my childhood is the one with the hare and the turtle, which is a way more famous one, right?
A scorpion comes to the edge of a river and asks a frog to carry him across. The frog hesitates. Why would I do that? You'll sting me. The scorpion replies, if I sting you, we'll both drown. The frog thinks about it, decides that makes sense, and lets the scorpion climb onto his back. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stings him. As the frog begins to sink, he gasps. Why would you do that? Now we'll both die. And the scorpion answers, I couldn't help it. It's in my nature. As speaking of scorpion, Laurel gets off the burrow strike onto RCY. Pop the BKB in retreat mode now. Nobody's really remotely close to him, but he does have the blink.
Wait, what the fuck was the point of that story?
The moral of the story is everyone sucks ass.
Wow, that's a great story.
It's a cool story. What do you mean? It's in their nature.
That's the punchline?
There's no punchline. It's a story. It's
Well,
a fable. Okay?
I can't believe that's the story. That is such a nothing burger.
Is there not a Danish version of this? You know, like a Danish pastry tries to cross the stream.
That's right. The Danish pastry tries to cross the stream, and then the scorpion jumps onto it. And then they sink into the water together, and the scorpion's like, I couldn't help it. It's in my nature to eat jelly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Awful story. I'm sorry.
All right, let me ask
Wow.
ChatGPT what the moral of that is.
I bet Richard thinks it's high art. It's the worst part.
The point is subtle. Some people act against their own interests because it's who they are. The useful takeaway isn't people are doomed. It's pay attention to patterns, not promises, Cinderin. Okay?
Wow, that's...
It's in your nature to be a robot, for example.
Right.
So
Maybe that's why I don't appreciate it.
yeah,
That's
all you have is logic.
Right.
As we have a smoke from Team Spirit, full team smoke. And they are heading in the wrong direction, it seems, as GamerLegion will go through the gate. Although Ghost, yeah, he's going to TP out. Maybe it'll be a ward expedition for them. Either way, they'll dodge it.
The scorpion is so stupid. Like, why doesn't he just sting him when he's on the way to the... when they're almost across?
Because it's in his nature.
Yeah, but what a dumb scorpion.
I mean, scorpions don't really have big brains, Cinderin, like you.
Unlike or like?
That's a great question.
Very important how you word this
Well,
answer.
You did just get a brain transplant, so it
Yeah.
depends. Was there a goat involved at all?
I feel like this
You
is
have a goat brain?
This is another reference to some sort of fable.
No.
A goat went to the doctor and said, I would like a brain transplant. And the doctor was like, you can't have that. You're a goat. That's it. That's the story.
That's right.
That was it.
It's in your nature.
It's in your nature to be a goat, and therefore you can't get a brain transplant.
Smokes on both sides. We're about to collide here.
Okay.
Collision imminent. Nuclear launch
wow,
detected.
okay.
RCY with
He
the
gets vision
BKB.
of everyone.
Forces Yatoro out as well. They're going to punch up the bird, though. RCY is in a lot of trouble trying to get away with the grappling claw, but he's dead first. They're going to focus down Laurel, though, so it's a 1-for-1 to start this out. BKB's running out. Bad Youth Able to get some heal action onto Yatoro, licks him up a little bit as well. Very delicious.
He still has ulti on Yatoro as well. Only used the BKB there. So
Okay.
I love the confidence from RCY to blink in there and get vision of everyone.
Goes Avalanche on the 3 with the crush! Deletion imminent! Oh my goodness! Nullifier applied as well to Batyuk. He goes down. Triple kill for Ghost.
Whoa.
A wombo combo set up by himself.
Yep, there's that thing we talked about with Muerta. Yeah, you're good against physical damage, but it only works if you get your ult off. And Corrosive Haze plus Tiny can deal easily 2k damage within that stun duration. They end up cleaning house there.
Panto dead as well. Why didn't you pop ultimate on Muerta? Because it's in her nature to be dead.
right.
She is a dead being. You see?
Keep an eye on Muerta here. Let's see. Okay, so let's
Boom, boom, boom.
They could have overkilled him 50% at least, I think. So this wasn't even remotely close. Even if he has another item, he still dies there. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that all played out, where RCY blinks in, gives vision of everyone, kind of sacrifices himself. I loved his confidence in the way he did it. He just did it a bit too early, maybe. If the backup is closer, that could have been such a clean opener with Slaughter and Tiny right behind. But ultimately, as the fight plays out, they didn't even need him. That's the crazy part. Like, the only thing Kez really forced was a BKB from Muerta. And I suppose Sand King's position got a little bit compromised afterwards, but yeah, they just have so much damage playing around this Slardar.
Yep, GamerLegion's game to lose now. They are at a huge advantage. 22k Spirit. Knowing that Roche is going to be up relatively soon, feel like they need to make something happen, and I can't blame them. I mean, just allowing them to take Roche and
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
try to go high ground is a recipe for disaster in all likelihood.
Have you heard the fable about the squirrel and the frog, though?
No, I haven't. Please tell me.
So there was a squirrel that jumped on the back of a frog. And it was like, can you climb trees? And the frog said no. And then the squirrel was like, what if you jump on my back? We can climb the tree together. And then the frog said, that sounds cool, but I'm afraid I can't because it's not in my nature.
That sounds like a great moral.
Yeah. And that's the day the hoodwink learned that it's better to talk to squirrels instead of frogs because you can relate to them. It's the moral of the story is to, you know, stick to your tribe.
And what's your tribe exactly? Fucking nerds?
Yeah, that's why I don't get the stories.
Okay. Yeah.
In my tribe, we tell cool stories.
Yeah, you just told a really riveting one.
That's
no one
right.
fell asleep at home listening to
That's
that.
right. I genuinely think it was kind of close to yours, which wasn't yours.
Mine is a famous one.
In my eyes, they weren't that different, which is the sad part.
Blasphemy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're a big fan of that old fable, I'm not going to.
Now I'm curious where that fable comes from. But we're going to have to hold that thought because GamerLegion are smoking.
That's right.
In more ways than one.
They're smoking Spirit, all right.
Oh, Batyuk. You will die.
Yeah.
You are a frog. It's in your nature
Let's see.
to die here.
Let's see how fast. One. Okay.
Goodbye.
Yep. That's without Daedalus, by the way. That's just a Chrysalis for
60 seconds on the deck.
Okay, I like this from Spirit. Got to do something bold, but it's not going to work. But I like that they tried it.
RCY deep into the pit. They've already deleted one in Panto. Roche is very healthy. This is turning out to a good old-fashioned disaster for Team Spirit. Oh my goodness, a fade ultra kill. Yatoro is next on the list, perhaps. Absolutely, he's gonna wait for that Blink Dagger to come back. Oh, but Ghost steals it just within his grasp. It's a full team wipe one way or another. GamerLegion on their way to a 2-0 victory unless something crazy happens here. That was not remotely close.
Like I was saying, I still like that Spirit tried that because you gotta do something crazy. And yeah, maybe that's a low probability play, but the alternative is even worse. Like if you don't try, the Roche is an auto gain for GamerLegion, and you're just hoping that they're not paying attention or not reading this, but they are. They get the clean jump, and the fight is over the moment the Crush comes out. No chance in hell of getting out of this. And yeah, the Epicenter is sitting there pulsing to 0 damage with Mage Slayer plus BKBs. Is it a tree that kills him here? Yeah.
Boom.
Wow, what a good look from GamerLegion.
Yeah,
it's one thing to 2-0 Spirit, but honestly, the games have not even been close.
No.
So that's a very, very good piece of news here. If you're looking to get out of the Swiss, they would be 2-1 with a victory here, just meaning one more victory is necessary to qualify for top 8. And with how they're playing, unless somebody figures them out, I have a hard time seeing this team lose 2 back-to-back series with this level of play, at least. So
NA finds a way, though. Never say never.
That's true. I do want to, just for the record, Shannon, you did say GamerLegion didn't stand a chance after I liked their draft in Game 1.
Yeah.
So the curse might work for China, but not NA. Might be a regional bias to it.
True.
Maybe we can actually do predictions about NA and not plague the whole tournament.
That would be nice for once.
Nice to... Feels good to get it right, you know?
That's a 25 talent, which I can only assume he's going to be taking the
25 on
undispellable.
Slardar?
Yeah.
He's 23 on Tiny.
Well, that's what a near rampage does, I suppose.
He's level by 2. This hero does not get top level almost ever.
I doubted it too at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
I was wrong.
Undispellable Haze now. Muerta can't take it off anymore. Largo can't take it off. Of course, the bigger one of them, because that's on everybody. Sand King will finally get a Shivas, which will provide some false feeling of security, perhaps.
Ghost trying to finish off his mid lane. Still has Aegis for another 2.5. We'll have to burn it.
Good setup. Fate is looking for an opening.
Oh yeah, he's itching. He's itching. Poor set for Ghost. A bit of a tough high ground, it seems, without getting a pick off first.
Disciplined, disengage. They have the whole map. They can do whatever they want. If they want to try to jump in the base, obviously they can, but effectively the only way Spirit really come back into the game is through a major team fight where you jump into them poorly. It's very hard for Spirit to go first, as we've seen countless times. They have to get through, they have to navigate Plague Wards, they have to navigate a Silver Edge Tiny. It's very hard to get out, basically. And now even a Blink on Venno. Love this from Speed. Seems to really like his Aether Lens too on the Venno. It's kind of interesting. Not an item we see in every build, at least. But he seems to like it third.
Okay, they're going to try for this. Fade would be worth a lot of money. Nice telekinesis, though, from Bignum. That shard is dirty. Now the reinitiation. RCY focusing on Tusk. It's a nullifier. Lara with the Epicenter. They take out the Rubik. Epicenter hits basically nothing. Ghost in the midst of all this in a 1 versus 5 all alone. BKB TP, the Nightfall maneuver, successful. Bit of a weird engagement there for GamerLegion, but they only lose one.
Force theft from Speed. I hope we get a replay of that. I actually think that was necessary. That was very heads up. I mean, Ghost a little bit crazy to even go for that in the first place, but when he does do it, Speed needed to get that save off to prevent the punch. The distance made the snowball not connect in time for the cancel, so well done. It's something for Spirit. Step 1 of 20.
Oh boy, double crush onto the high ground. Burrows right from Lara. They're trying to counter-initiate here, but RCY with the BKB. Avatos from Ghost. Deletes the Frog. The Scorpion is next. It's in their nature, you see. 3 dead for Spirit. And now the Pierce the Veil having to be used. And GamerLegion can just kite the Muerta. She can't move, basically. Trying to catch up to the Tiny. They have the vision. RCY is here as well. The toss up. Ghost gets away just in time with the Harpoon. Yataro dead. Panto as well. Batyuk, you're the last remaining member, and this is going to be a team wipe. I believe that's a dieback, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That should do it. GamerLegion looking very good today. They have the Roche banner, so these creeps will not die.
Damn, RCY even just having a sip of water while sieging tier 4 is not a common sight on camera there. It just feels like the enemy team can't buy back. And, well,
mostly correct. He deletes his support, buys back. I mean, there's no core for 10 seconds. The Sand King will come back, but I mean, this is dead.
It's Ogre.
GG's will come out imminently. Big prediction from me. GG's called. GamerLegion 2-0 over Spirit.
Yeah. Classic.
Both stomps.
Classic fable of the Scorpion and Frog